Welcome to Module 1, Market Conditions. So, ito yung unang-unang kailangan natin matutunan for us to analyze and read the market. So, dito matututunan natin kung paano mag-identify ng market condition. So, pinaka-basic pero pinaka-importante. Module outline. So, we're gonna discuss 3 topics under market condition kasi meron tayong tatlong types of market condition. We have the trending market, ranging market, and choppy market. So, for trending market, we're gonna learn pullbacks. Of course, yung definition ng trending market, swing high and low, uptrend. So, how uptrends begin, uptrend trade concept, and how uptrends end. For downtrend naman, we have how downtrends begin, downtrend trade concept, and how do downtrends end. Next, ranging market. So definition, ranging trade concept, how do ranging end, breakout definition, failed breakout, breakdown definition, and then failed breakdown. And then lastly, choppy market. So, definition and of course, yung trade concept. Alright? So, ito yung matututunan natin under the market conditions. And at the end of this module, make sure to do your homework. So, bibigyan ko kayo ng homework na makakatulong sa inyo to master the market condition. So, with that, let's begin. Market condition. The first step in analyzing a price chart is to identify the market condition. The market can be categorized into one of 3 conditions. So we have the trending or imbalanced market, a market that moves in one direction for a prolonged amount of time. So it can either be going up or going down. And then we have ranging or rotational market condition, a market in which price bounces in between high and low price. So kapag nasa ranging or rotational market condition, yung price confined siya within a certain price range. And then lastly, we have the choppy or indecisive market, a market that indicates indecision. So kung hindi natin ma-identify kung trending ba siya or ranging, most probably nasa choppy market condition siya. Alright? So, ito yung tatlong market condition na kailangan natin matutunan to identify the market direction. Alright? So, let's start with the trending market. Trending market. Price moves from one level to another. As a trader, we have to understand na ang market hindi siya gumagalaw in one straight line. So nagkakaroon siya ng structure or yung ebb and flow. So meron tayong tinatawag na uptrend. It is a market that makes higher highs and higher lows. Ano yung itsura nito? So ang market in an uptrend, we have higher highs and higher lows. So, itong higher high na to, kaya siya tinawag na higher high kasi mas mataas siya as compared to this previous high. Itong low naman na to, kaya siya tinawag na higher low kasi mas mataas siya as compared to the previous low. Once we see a market that makes higher highs and higher lows, that means nasa uptrending market tayo. Downtrend naman is a market that makes lower highs and lower lows. So, ganito ang itsura ng downtrend. We have lower highs and lower low. So, here we have lower high. So, ito tinawag siya na lower high kasi mas mababa siya as compared to the previous high. And then this one, tinawag siya na lower low kasi mas mababa itong low na to as compared to the previous low. So, you just have to remember na ang market, hindi siya one straight line. So, meron tayong mga structure dyan. So, uptrend, series of higher highs and higher lows. And then, kapag downtrend naman, series of lower lows and lower highs. Alright? Pullbacks. So sa trending market, meron tayong tinatawag na pullbacks kasi the market doesn't move in straight lines. So feature siya ng trends. So in an uptrend, andito yung pullback. So from higher high to higher low, ito yung pullback or retracement natin. Higher high to higher low. Alright? That is if the market is in uptrending market. Now, for downtrend naman, ang pullback natin is from lower low to lower high. Okay? Lower low to lower high. Alright? Swing high and swing low. So, kadalasan maririnig nyo to sa trading community kasi terminology ito na ginagamit to identify the peaks and troughs. So, in an uptrend, ito yung mga swing highs natin, yung peak, right? Dun sa higher high. And then, yung swing low naman natin, ito yung troughs. So, ito yung higher lows. Okay? In a downtrending market naman, pareho lang. Ang swing high natin is yung peak, which is, in this case, yung lower highs. And then, yung swing low naman, ito yung trough, which is our lower lows. Alright? So, again, terminology to na madalas nyong maririnig sa trading community. So, swing high, ito yung mga peaks. Alright? And then, swing low, mga troughs. Let's talk about uptrend. So, uptrend, series of higher highs and higher lows. So, ganito ang itsura ng uptrend. So, we have our higher highs and higher lows. Again, itong higher high, tinawag siyang higher high kasi mas mataas siya compared to this previous high. And then, itong low na to is much higher than the previous low. Kaya siya tinawag na higher low. So, how do uptrends begin? Magsisimula ang uptrend in a break of structure high. So, often with strong momentum. So, let's say, for example, we have a market that looks like this. Okay? So, meron tayong high and then meron tayong low. So, for uptrend, makikita natin to once we break the structure high. May tinatawag tayong break of structure. Now, once we see that, yung market magkakaroon ng initial higher high. So, tinawag siya na initial kasi ito yung first higher high na nakita natin. And then, magkakaroon tayo ng initial higher low. Kasi ito yung possible first higher low na makikita natin. Now, bakit possible? Kasi at this point, alright, at this point, hindi pa natin mako-confirm kung higher low ba talaga to. Unless, mabibreak niya yung previous initial higher high. Okay? So, once we have that, magkakaroon tayo ng break of structure. Alright? And then, bagong higher high. So, ito, hindi na siya initial. Okay? Higher high na siya. And then, once we have our higher high, we can assume na magkakaroon ulit tayo ng higher low. Okay? Pero at this point, hindi pa siya confirmed kasi pwede pa itong bumaba ng mas mababa. Okay? And then, mag-form ng higher low. Maybe pwede dito. Now, the only thing is, mako-confirm lang natin to once we break the higher high. So, pag nagkaroon ulit tayo ng break of structure. Now, once we have this, masasabi na natin na nasa uptrending market tayo kasi we have series of higher highs and higher lows. Alright? Let's have an example. So, here we have USD JPY on the 12-hour time frame. So, kung makikita natin from the bottom left to the upper right, pataas siya. So that means nasa uptrending market tayo. But as a trader, we have to identify the structure. So magsisimula tayo dito, right? So we have a low and then a high. Now as you can see, price moved to the upside, na break niya yung previous high. So meron tayong break of structure. And then nagkaroon tayo ng initial higher high. So at this point, we can assume na pwede tayong magkaroon ng initial higher low. Pero hindi pa natin confirm kung uptrend na ba talaga to. Kasi kailangan natin series of higher highs and higher lows. So bumaba yung price, nagkaroon tayo ng initial higher low. Now at this point, kung hindi natin nakikita yung nasa right side, hindi pa siya confirmed higher low. Kasi kailangan ulit natin magkaroon ng break of structure. Now once na ma-break niya yung initial higher high, magkakaroon tayo ng higher high. So hindi na siya initial, right? And then we can assume magkakaroon ng higher low. And then for confirmation, we have to see another break of structure. So at this point, pwede na natin masabi na nasa uptrending market na tayo kasi may series of higher highs and higher lows. Now, as you can see, nung na-break yung previous structure high, nag-rally yung price and then gumawa siya ulit ng higher high and then higher low. And then nagkaroon ulit tayo ng break of structure. Alright? Let's have another example. Euro USD 4-hour time frame. So from the bottom left to the upper right of our chart, pataas. So that means uptrend, but let's identify the structure. So meron tayong break of structure dito. So na-break niya yung previous high and then nagkaroon tayo ng initial higher high. And then after this initial higher high, nagkaroon tayo ng pullback to create our initial higher low. Now again, mako-confirm lang natin na initial higher low to once we break the previous high. So in this case, na-break niya, nagkaroon ulit tayo ng higher high and then higher low, then break of structure again, higher high, higher low, and then another break of structure. So kung makikita natin, meron tayong series of higher highs and higher lows. Now, may invalidate lang ito once na yung price break niya yung mga higher lows. Alright? So kapag na-break, let's say here we have our higher low, once na yung price bumaba tapos break niya to, that means invalidated na yung itong higher low na to and there's a possibility na tapos na yung uptrend. Alright? But as long as intact yung series of higher highs and higher lows natin, that means nasa uptrending market pa rin tayo. Okay? Uptrend trade concept. So ito yung mga locations kung saan pwede tayong mag-buy and sell in an uptrending market. So mag-open tayo ng positions sa turning points, meaning ito yung mga swing highs and swing lows. So when we buy in an uptrending market, that means we are trading with the trend. So with trend trade siya. Kapag naman nag-sell tayo, counter trend trade naman yung tawag doon. Now, you have to remember na kapag uptrend and we're trying to sell, since counter trend trade siya, so we're trading against the momentum, we have to be in quick and out quick. So, tinetrade lang natin yung pullback. Kapag naman maglo-long tayo sa uptrend, ito yung mga trades na pwede natin i-hold for much longer kasi hindi tayo against the momentum. Alright? So, pwede tayong mag-sell sa uptrend right here. So, ito yung swing high natin or yung higher high. Right? So, ang ina-anticipate lang natin na trade is itong pullback. Okay? Kaya kailangan in quick and out quick lang tayo. And then we can open a position dito sa swing low or yung higher low natin. And once na nag-open tayo ng position dito, ito yung pwede natin i-hold na trade for long time. Alright? Kasi inline tayo with the momentum. Again, we can sell here for a counter trend trade, anticipating for a pullback, papuntang higher low lang. And then, once na na-establish na yung higher low, pwede tayong mag-buy dito and i-hold natin ng mas matagal. Okay? So, don't worry kasi ipapakita ko sa inyo or ituturo ko sa inyo mamaya kung paano tayo pwedeng mag-open ng position, buy or sell sa uptrending, downtrending, or kahit ano pang market conditions. Alright? So, let's have an example. So, ito yung example natin kanina, dollar-yen, 12-hour time frame. So, basically, uptrending yung market. We have series of higher highs and higher lows. So, we can sell right here. So, kung magsasell tayo dito, counter trend trade yon. And again, we have to be in quick and out quick kasi ang in-anticipate lang natin itong pullback niya papuntang higher low. Alright? And once na nasa higher low na tayo, dito naman tayo pwedeng with the trend trade and i-hold natin ng mas matagal kasi hindi tayo against the momentum. Alright? So, dito pwede ulit tayong mag-counter trend trade. So, may mga signals na nagbibigay sa atin ng clue na pwede na silang bumaba or mag-pullback. Okay? And yun yung matututunan nyo later on. So, here we can trade again long. So, with the trend trade naman. So, sasabayan natin tong upside move. Alright? Another example, Euro-USD 4-hour time frame. So, dito pwede tayong mag-counter trend trade. So, mabilisan lang kasi as you can see, short-lived lang yung downside move niya. Alright? So, from here naman, ito yung mas magandang trade kasi in line with the momentum or with the trend. So, kung maglo-long tayo dito, that means with the trend trade, pwede natin i-hold ng mas matagal. Okay? So, counter trend trade with the trend trade. So, ito yung mga ideal trade locations kapag nasa uptrending market tayo. How do uptrends end? So, hindi forever nasa uptrend ang market. At some point, kailangan niyang matapos. So, meron tayong tinatawag na trend termination. And this will come when we see a change of structure. So, we have an uptrending market. So, meron tayong series of higher highs and higher lows. And then, suddenly, nagkaroon tayo ng very impulsive move to the downside, breaking this previous higher low. So, once na na-break yung previous higher low, magkakaroon tayo ng change of structure. Kasi, magkakaroon na tayo ng initial lower low. So, this will signal a warning. Okay? Warning na maybe patapos na yung uptrend. And then, papunta na tayo sa panibagong market condition. Alright? So, yung lower low, nakikita lang natin to sa downtrending market. And once na makita natin siya sa uptrend, signal to for a possible trend change. Alright? So, price move to the upside. Nag-create siya ng initial lower high. Now, at this point, hindi pa natin sure kung magkakaroon ba talaga ng change of trend. Kasi initial lower high pa lang to. And we can only confirm na lower high to once na magkaroon tayo ng break of structure. Okay? So, pag na-break niya itong lower low na to or initial lower low, that means meron tayong confirmation for a trend change. Kasi magkakaroon na tayo ng panibagong lower low. So, that means itong uptrend na to tapos na and papunta na tayo sa panibagong trend. Alright? Let's have an example. Gold on the 8-hour time frame. So as we can see, nasa uptrending yung market. Meron tayong higher highs and higher lows. So yung last higher low natin is right here and then last higher high is right here. And then suddenly, nagkaroon tayo ng very impulsive move to the downside. Okay, so na-break niya yung previous higher low. So nagkaroon tayo ng change of structure. Nagkaroon tayo ng initial lower low. Okay, so itong lower low na to hindi natin dapat makita sa uptrend. Okay, kasi nakikita siya sa downtrend. So at this point, nagbibigay na ng warning yung market na posibleng patapos na itong uptrend. Pero at this point also, hindi pa natin mako-confirm 'yon, right? Kasi as you can see, umakyat yung price, pwede pa tong magtuloy-tuloy and then ma-break niya ulit to. Kasi technically speaking, nasa uptrend pa rin tayo. Alright? But in this case, nagkaroon tayo ng initial lower high and na-confirm lang to nung nagkaroon tayo ng break of structure. Alright? So as you can see, sobrang aggressive nung pagbaba niya and then nagkaroon tayo ng lower low. So dito pa lang natin mako-confirm na tapos na itong uptrend and posibleng may panibagong trend tayo. Okay? Another example, ito naman crude oil sa daily time frame. So meron tayong series of higher highs and higher lows. So nasa uptrend. Ito yung last higher low natin and ito yung last higher high. And then suddenly, nagkaroon tayo ng change of structure. Na-break niya yung previous higher low. Nagkaroon tayo ng initial lower low. So dito pa lang nagwa-warning na yung market for a possible trend change. And then, nagkaroon tayo ng initial lower high. So mako-confirm lang natin to kapag na-break na natin tong previous lower low. Okay? Kasi once we break that low, magkakaroon tayo ng lower low. And at this point, we can already confirm na tapos na itong uptrend na to and posibleng papunta na tayo sa downtrending market condition. Alright? Now, let's talk about downtrend. So, ito naman, opposite lang ng uptrend. So, kailangan meron siyang series of lower highs and lower lows. So, in this illustration, we have a downtrending market. And then, ito yung mga structure natin. So, we have lower highs and lower lows. So, again, tinawag natin to na lower high kasi itong swing high na to is much lower than the previous high. And then, itong swing low na to, tinawag natin siya na lower low kasi mas mababa siya compared to the previous low. So, kapag nakakita na tayo ng series of lower highs and lower lows, that means nasa downtrending market na tayo. How downtrends begin? A break of previous structure low, often with strong momentum. So we have our structure low right here and then meron din tayong structure high. And then once we see an impulsive move downside, na break yung structure low natin. So we have a break of structure. Magkakaroon tayo ng initial lower low. So ito yung first lower low na nakita natin. And then after that, magkakaroon tayo ng possible initial lower high. So possible pa lang siya right now kasi for us to confirm na lower high nga to or initial lower high, we have to see another break of structure. Kailangan ma-break ng price itong lower low na to. Kasi once we have that break of structure, magkakaroon tayo ng lower low na hindi na siya initial. Okay? Kasi ito na yung second lower low na nakita natin. And then, lower high. So, whenever we see a market that makes lower highs and lower lows, that means nasa downtrending market na tayo. Okay? So, let's have an example. AUD-USD daily time frame. So, as we can see, pababa yung price. So, nasa downtrending market condition tayo. But let's identify the structure. So from here, meron tayong high and then meron tayong low. Okay? So na-break yung previous low natin. Nagkaroon tayo ng break of structure and then price created this initial lower low. Okay? So ito yung first lower low na nakita natin. Okay? And then nag-rally upside, nag-pull back to create initial lower high. So for us to confirm na initial lower high ito, kailangan magkaroon ulit tayo ng break of structure. Once we have that, makakakita tayo ng lower low. So hindi na siya initial. Okay? And then lower high. Now at this point, we can already say na nasa downtrending market na tayo kasi meron na tayong series of lower lows and lower highs. Alright? So, for us to confirm na lower high to, we have to see, again, a break of structure. Okay? And then, magkakaroon tayo ng lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low, then lower high. Alright? So, kung makikita nyo, mayroon siyang rhythm, right? Lower high, break of structure, lower low, then lower high, break of structure, then lower low. Okay? So, as long as intact tong structure na to and tong rhythm na to, nasa downtrending market tayo. Okay? Another example, silver on the 8-hour time frame naman. So, pababa yung price. That means nasa downtrending market tayo. Let's identify the structure. So, we have a low right here and then a high. Okay? Then, nagkaroon tayo ng break of structure. Nagkaroon tayo ng initial lower low. And then, initial lower high. Now, for us to confirm na ito yung initial lower high natin and ito yung initial lower low natin, we have to see price breaks this previous low. Okay? Now, once we have that, magkakaroon na tayo ng lower low. And then, possible lower high. Now, at this point, masasabi natin na nasa downtrending market na tayo kasi we have series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay? So, nagkaroon ulit tayo ng break of structure, lower low, and then lower high, and then another break of structure. Alright? Downtrend trade concept. So, saan ba yung ideal trade location kapag downtrending ang market? So, still sa turning points, meaning dun sa mga swing highs and swing lows. So, kung magsasell tayo sa downtrending market, that is with the trend trade. And kung magbabuy position naman tayo, that means counter trend trade. So, kung magbabuy tayo dito sa swing low or sa lower low, so that's counter trend trade, kailangan mabilisan lang. So, we have to be in quick and out quick. Kasi, ang ina-anticipate lang natin dito is a pullback. Alright? Kung magsasell naman tayo dito sa swing high or yung lower high, ito yung pwede natin i-hold ng mas matagal kasi inline tayo with the current momentum. Okay? Then, buy here again sa lower low or swing low, in quick and out quick lang, and then pwede ulit tayong mag-sell dito for us to hold it for much longer. Okay, so let's have an example. So here we have AUD USD daily time frame. So kung magka-counter trend trade tayo dito, kung magbabuy tayo dito sa swing low, kailangan mabilisan lang kasi as you can see, short-lived lang siya. Okay? And then, with the trend trade naman dito, magsasell tayo sa swing high. Ito yung pwede natin i-hold ng mas matagal kasi inline siya with the downtrending market. Okay? So, as you can see, kung i-compare natin to, dito, mas mahaba to. Alright? So, pwede ulit tayong mag-counter trend trade dito. Mabilisan lang for a pullback trade. And then with the trend trade right here sa swing high, Okay? Na-anticipate natin yung another leg downside. Okay? And then counter trend trade right here. So kung makikita nyo talaga, mabilisan lang kapag nagka-counter trend trade tayo. Okay? Much better kung ang trade natin lahat in line with the trend. Kasi medyo risky and hindi siya ganun ka profitable or wise as a beginner kung magte-trade tayo counter to the momentum. Alright? Pero good to know itong mga to sa umpisa pa lang so that alam natin kung saan yung mga trade locations whenever we are in a trending market. Okay? Another example, silver, 8-hour time frame. So dito pwede tayong mag-counter trend trade with the trend trade, okay, in line with the trend, counter trend trade, and then with the trend trade. How do downtrends end? So katulad ng uptrending market, hindi rin naglalast ang downtrend forever. At some point, kailangan itong ma-terminate. And one sign na mata-terminate na yung downtrend is through change of structure. So we have a downtrending market. Ito yung last lower high and lower low natin. And then suddenly, nagkaroon tayo ng impulsive move to the upside. Okay? Breaking this previous lower high. So, nagkaroon tayo ng change of structure. So, ito yung warning sign natin na possible tapos na yung downtrend and magkakaroon na tayo ng shift sa market. Okay? So, nagkaroon tayo ng initial higher high. So, yung higher high, nakikita lang natin to sa uptrending market. Okay? Kapag nakita natin to sa downtrending market, signal to for a possible trend change. Alright? And then, nagkaroon tayo ng pullback, gumawa ng initial higher low. Now, at this point, hindi pa natin confirm na tapos na itong downtrend. Okay? Question mark pa sa atin to. Kasi kung mag-shift to into uptrending market, kailangan may series of higher highs and higher lows tayo. Alright? Okay, so from here, from our initial higher low, nagkaroon tayo ng upside move, breaking this initial higher high. So, ito yung confirmation natin. Kasi magkakaroon na tayo ng higher high. So, itong downtrend na to, tapos na, and possible, nasa beginning stage tayo ng uptrend. Okay? So, let's have an example. So, dito naman, titingnan natin stock market. So, we have Facebook or Meta platforms sa daily time frame. So, galing tayo ng downtrend. So, may series of lower lows and lower highs. So, ito yung last lower high natin and ito yung last lower low natin. And as we can see, nagkaroon tayo ng upside move, okay, na break niya yung previous lower high. So, nagkaroon tayo ng initial higher high. Now dito, hindi pa natin alam kung tapos na talaga tong trend na to, itong downtrend na to. Okay? So we need more clues. So nagkaroon tayo ng initial higher low. Okay? At this point, hindi pa rin natin alam kung nasa uptrend na ba tayo or iba na yung trend, right? Now, na-confirm lang natin to nung nagkaroon tayo ng break of structure. Kasi nagkaroon tayo ng panibagong higher high. So at this point, we can already say na tapos na itong downtrend na to and papunta na tayo sa panibagong trend. Okay? So nagkaroon tayo ng higher low and then break of structure, higher high, higher low again, then break of structure again, higher high. Okay? So from downtrend, nag-shift to uptrend. Another example, ito naman, stock index. So, FTSE. So, index siya sa UK. Daily time frame. Alright? So, downtrending market, lower lows, lower highs. Ito yung last lower high natin. And ito yung last lower low. And then suddenly, nagkaroon tayo ng break of structure. So, na-break yung previous lower high natin. Nagkaroon tayo ng initial higher high. So, ito yung warning ng market na possible tapos na itong downtrend na to and pwedeng pumunta tayo sa panibagong market condition. Okay? So, nagkaroon tayo ng initial higher low. Now, for us to confirm na ito yung initial higher low talaga natin, we have to see a break of structure. So, nag-rally yung price to the upside, breaking this previous high. Nagkaroon tayo ng higher high. Okay? So, at this point, we can already say na tapos na itong downtrend na to and nasa beginning stage tayo ng possible uptrend. Okay? So, nagkaroon tayo ng higher low, and then break of structure again, then higher high, higher low. Alright? Now that we're done with the trending market, ang next market condition natin is ranging market. A market that is categorized by price moving between a certain high price and low price. So kapag nasa ranging market or rotational market condition tayo, yung price confined siya within a certain price range. Pero paano ba natin ma-identify kapag nasa ranging market na yung price? Okay? So kapag meron tayong dalawang rejection sa certain high price and dalawang rejection sa certain low price. Now, once na meron na tayo niyan, pwede na natin masabi na yung market nasa ranging condition na siya. Okay? Let's have an example. So, here we have Alphabet or Google daily time frame. So, sa stock market siya. So, galing tayo ng uptrending market condition. We have series of higher highs and higher lows. And then suddenly, pumasok tayo sa ranging market condition. Now, one thing you have to remember kapag nasa ranging market tayo, hindi fix yung level niya. Okay? Lagi siyang area. Alright? So, meron tayong 1, 2 rejection sa upper extreme and then meron tayong 1, 2 sa lower extreme. So, at this point, masasabi natin na nasa ranging market condition na tayo. And as you can see, dito lang siya naglalaro. So, nagpipingpong lang siya sa lower and upper extreme. Okay? Another example, Ethereum, 4-hour time frame. Galing tayo ng upside move or uptrending market. May higher highs and higher lows. And then, pumasok tayo sa ranging market condition. We have 2 rejections sa upper extreme and 2 rejections sa lower extreme. Okay? Hong Kong Index, daily time frame. Galing tayo ng downside move and then pumasok tayo sa ranging or rotational market condition. Meron tayong multiple rejections sa upper extreme, same with the lower extreme. And kung makikita nyo, from here, nung binalikan niya yung upper extreme, nagkaroon tayo ng rejection. Okay? And then, binalikan niya ulit yung lower extreme. So, we can assume na possible magkaroon tayo ulit ng rejection dito. Okay? And then, another example, AUD Swiss franc on the hourly time frame. So, galing tayo ng downside move. And pumasok tayo sa very tight ranging market condition. Okay? So, we have multiple rejections sa upper extreme and then multiple rejections sa lower extreme. Okay? So, nasa ranging market condition tayo. Ranging trade concept. So, ideal trade locations kapag nasa ranging yung market condition. So, magba-buy and sell tayo sa turning points. So, magsasell tayo sa upper extreme and magba-buy tayo sa lower extreme. So, yung upper extreme, andito siya. So, ito yung high price. And then, yung lower extreme, ito naman yung low price. Again, you have to remember na for us to identify a ranging market condition, kailangan meron tayong at least 2 rejections sa upper extreme and 2 rejection sa lower extreme. Okay? So dito, pwede tayong mag-sell sa upper extreme and then dito pwede tayong mag-buy sa lower extreme. Okay? Pero hindi tayo magte-trade kapag nasa gitna yung price. Kasi from upper extreme to lower extreme, pwedeng maging messy yung price action. Kaya ang safest place to trade dito sa upper or lower extreme. Alright? Let's have an example. So, Alphabet daily time frame. So, galing tayo ng upside move and then pumasok tayo sa ranging market condition. So, we have 2 rejections sa upper extreme and then 2 rejections sa lower extreme. Now, here, pwede na tayong mag-trade. So, pwede tayong mag-open ng buy position dito and then another buy position dito. And then, kapag pumunta na yung price sa upper extreme, pwede tayong mag-sell. Okay? Another example, yung Hong Kong 50 Index. Galing tayo ng downside move and then pumasok tayo sa ranging market condition. So, we have multiple rejections sa upper extreme and then meron din sa lower extreme. So, at this point, na-identify na natin na nasa ranging market condition na tayo and then the next time na bumalik siya sa upper extreme, pwede na natin i-trade. Okay? And then, also right here. And then, pwede din dito kung merong signal na ibibigay yung market for us to trade. Okay? So, hindi tayo dapat blindly magte-trade sa level. Kailangan may signal. So, ito yung matututunan nyo later on. How do ranging market end? A clear break either the high price or the low price. So, meron tayong tinatawag na breakout and breakdown. So, breakout kapag na-break yung high price and then breakdown naman kapag na-break yung low price. So, we have here a ranging market condition. And then, suddenly, nagkaroon tayo ng break sa high price. So, meron tayong breakout. Okay? So, that means tapos na yung ranging market condition and possible pumunta na tayo sa uptrend. Okay? So, pwede tayong magkaroon ng retracement or pullback and then mag-continue higher. So, nagkaroon tayo ng higher high and then higher low. Alright? And then, kapag breakdown naman, kailangan ma-break natin yung low price. So, kapag na-break tong lower extreme, meron tayong breakdown. And then, dito naman, possible mapunta yung market condition sa downtrend. Okay? So, nagkaroon tayo ng lower low. And then, pwede siyang mag-retrace to create a lower high. And then, continuation downside. How do we identify breakout? So, kailangan meron tayong multiple candlestick close above the upper extreme of the range. So, meron tayong tinatawag na price acceptance. So, kapag breakout, kailangan yung market, ina-accept niya yung higher prices. So, what do I mean by that? So, we have here a ranging market condition. Now, once na nagkaroon tayo ng breakout, kailangan for us to define na yung breakout is real or legit. Kailangan magkaroon tayo ng multiple candlestick close above the upper extreme. So, ganito yung itsura dapat niya. Okay? Meron tayong multiple candlestick close. Okay? So, that means ina-accept na ng market yung higher prices. Alright? Let's have an example. So, here we have Alphabet daily time frame. So, galing tayo ng sideways market condition and then right here, nagkaroon tayo ng breakout. So, as you can see, meron tayong multiple candlestick close above the upper extreme na nagsasabi sa atin na yung market ina-accept na yung higher prices. Okay? And then another one, German DAX. So index naman to ng stock market sa Germany. So galing tayo ng uptrend and then pumasok tayo sa ranging market condition. And then here na-terminate yung ranging market. Nagkaroon tayo ng breakout. And as you can see, meron tayong multiple candlestick close above this upper extreme. So this breakout is real. Alright? So bakit kailangan natin matutunan to? Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na failed breakout. A failed attempt to break the upper extreme of the range. So, meron tayong ranging market condition and then nakita natin na nagkaroon tayo ng possible breakout. So, meron let's say isang candlestick na nag-close above the upper extreme. But then suddenly, ganito yung nangyari. So, ito yung tinatawag na failed breakout. Kasi after this, suddenly nagkaroon tayo ng candlestick close below the upper extreme. Okay? So, yan yung tinatawag na failed attempt to break the upper extreme. Okay? So, example, gold, 4-hour time frame. So, meron tayong range dito. So, tinest or ni-reject yung upper extreme twice. Same with the lower extreme. But then, the third time, nag-attempt mag-break out yung price, nagkaroon tayo ng failed breakout. As you can see, after this candlestick, bigla na lang bumalik ulit sa range yung price. Okay? So, hindi ina-accept ng market yung higher prices. Okay? So, yan. Failed breakout. Another example, crude oil. So, sideways market, meron tayong dalawang rejection sa upper extreme. Same with the lower extreme. And then suddenly, dito nag-attempt siya na mag-breakout, but then, nagkaroon tayo ng failed breakout. Okay? Pumasok ulit yung price inside this range. So, hindi na ina-accept yung higher prices. Alright? Now, let's talk about breakdown. So, breakdown naman, opposite lang ng breakout. So, we have to see multiple candlestick close below the lower extreme of the range. So, kailangan meron tayong price acceptance. Meaning, yung market ina-accept niya yung lower prices. So, we have here our range. And then, nagkaroon tayo ng breakdown. So, kailangan makakita tayo ng multiple candlestick close below the lower extreme para masabi natin na totoo yung breakdown. Okay? Example, Bitcoin daily time frame. So, meron tayong tight range or tight consolidation. So, nagpingpong lang dito yung price. Okay? And then, suddenly, nagkaroon tayo ng breakdown. As you can see, may multiple candlestick close tayo below this range. So, that means ina-accept na ng market yung lower prices. Another example, GBP USD 4-hour time frame. So, meron tayong ranging market condition dito after this upside move. So, may multiple rejection tayo dyan. And then, nagkaroon tayo ng breakdown. Okay? Multiple candlestick close below the lower extreme. So, as you can see, nagtuloy-tuloy na pababa yung market. Okay? Then, we also have here another range na ginawa niya and then may breakdown ulit. Alright? Of course, kung meron tayong breakdown, meron din tayong failed breakdown. So, a failed attempt to break the lower extreme of the range. So, we have our ranging market here and then suddenly nagkaroon tayo ng attempt na mag-breakdown. Then, after that, pumasok ulit sa range yung price. So, that's what we call failed breakdown. Okay? So example, German DAX hourly time frame. So meron tayong range dito. As you can see, nagkaroon pa tayo ng failed breakout. Pumasok ulit yung price sa range. And then, nag-attempt din siya mag-breakdown. But then, nag-fail. Okay? So, ang nangyari, may failed breakout tayo dito. And then, failed breakdown dito. And then, dito tayo nakakita ng real breakout. Right? Kasi may multiple candlestick close na tayo above the upper extreme. Another example, AUD-JPY 4-hour time frame. So, meron tayong range dito and then nagkaroon tayo ng attempt to break this lower extreme pero nag-fail. So, we have a failed breakdown. Then, nag-rally ulit yung price sa upper extreme. Nag-attempt ulit siya na i-break but then nag-fail. So, nagkaroon tayo ng failed breakout. So, dito tayo nakakita ng legit or real breakout kasi nagkaroon na tayo ng multiple candlestick close above this upper extreme. Alright? Now that we're done with the trending market and ranging market, ang last market condition natin is choppy market. So, kung hindi mo ma-identify kung trending market ba or ranging market, that means nasa choppy market condition siya. So, a choppy or indecisive market is categorized by price, moving up, down, and all around but with no visible rhythm. Okay? So, ganito yung itsura niya. Now, dito, mahirap ma-identify kung nasaan ba tayo. Okay? So, kasi kung titingnan natin, meron tayong higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, then nagkaroon tayo ng lower high, and then lower low. So, at this point, may isip natin, possible may trend change, right? Kasi nagkaroon tayo ng lower low. But then, nagkaroon tayo ng higher high. So, continuation ba to ng trend from here? But then, nagkaroon tayo ulit ng lower low. So, may change of structure ba? Then lower high, and then higher low, then higher high. So, pretty much, mahirap siyang i-identify. Kasi very indecisive ng market. Hindi niya alam kung saan direction siya pupunta. And for us traders, ito yung kailangan nating iwasan. Okay? Let's have an example of a choppy market. So, dito meron tayong GBP CAD daily time frame. So, meron tayong high and then low. Alright? And then, nagkaroon tayo ng possible lower high. And then, nagkaroon tayo ng higher low. So, dito hindi pa natin ma-identify. And then, nagkaroon tayo ng impulsive move to the upside. Okay? Very aggressive. So, may momentum. So, at this point, isipin natin, possible na pumunta tayo sa uptrending market, right? But then, ang nangyari, nagkaroon tayo ng lower low. Another aggressive move, downside naman. Okay? So, does this mean papunta na tayo ng downtrend market? Hindi pa natin alam, right? So, nagkaroon tayo ng lower high. So, dito, ina-assume natin, magkakaroon tayo ng lower low. But then, ang nangyari, nagkaroon tayo ng higher low. Okay? So, pumasok sa sideways market condition. Okay? And then, nagkaroon tayo ng lower low. Right? So, kung titingnan natin yung overall structure niya, very messy. Okay? That means very indecisive ng market. So, kapag ganito yung nakita natin, kailangan nating iwasan. Okay? Another example, Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen, 8-hour time frame. So, meron tayong low and then meron tayong high. And then, nagkaroon tayo ng lower low. But then, suddenly, nagkaroon tayo ng impulsive move to the upside, creating this higher high. So, dito, iniisip na natin na pwede tayong pumasok sa uptrending market. But then, ang nangyari sa structure niya, nagkaroon tayo ng lower low. Okay? and then another lower low. So, maybe mali itong iniisip natin dito na uptrend siya. Baka naman downtrend kasi meron tayong lower lows. Alright? Pero ang nangyari, nagkaroon ulit tayo ng higher high. And then higher low. And then higher high. So, does it mean uptrend ulit tayo? Right? Pero ang nangyari, nagkaroon ulit tayo ng lower low and then lower high. So, basically, sobrang gulo niya. Okay? Again, kapag ganito yung nakita natin, kailangan nating iwasan. Alright? Choppy trade concept. There is none. So, hindi tayo magte-trade kapag choppy yung market condition. Ang gagawin natin is to stay out. Alright? Alright, so now that we're done discussing the market condition, recap lang natin yung mga natutunan natin for this module. So first, ang first step natin in analyzing a price chart is to identify the market condition. Meron tayong tatlong market conditions. We have trending, ranging, and choppy market condition. Uptrend, ito yung series of higher highs and higher lows. Downtrend naman, series of lower lows and lower highs. Now, for ranging, price is confined within a certain price range. For choppy market naman, if we cannot identify if it is a trending or ranging market, that means nasa choppy market condition tayo. Now, if you identify a choppy or indecisive market with no visible oscillation, move on to the next currency pair or next stock. Okay? So, if in doubt, stay out. Hindi natin kailangan mag-overanalyze. Okay? Dun lang tayo sa clear yung market condition. And then lastly, if you identify a trending or ranging market with visible oscillations, pwede na tayong mag-proceed dun sa next step, which is to identify the market phase. Homework. So, para mas ma-master nyo and mabilis kayong ma-familiarize with market condition, pwede nyong gawin itong homework na to. And I'd suggest gawin nyo. So, first, you have to identify the market condition of 3 to 5 currency pairs or stocks or cryptocurrency kung anumang market yung tinitrade nyo. And then, label their structure. So, pwede nyong labelan ng higher highs, higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows. And then also, identify and label their market termination. So, ang gagawin nyo, take a screenshot of the chart and then create a folder sa laptop or desktop nyo and put the screenshots inside that folder. So, this will serve as your knowledge bank for market condition. So, whenever na malilito kayo sa pag-identify ng market condition, pwede nyong balikan yung knowledge bank nyo to see kung ano ba ang itsura ng trending market, ng ranging market, or ng choppy market condition. Okay?